Hey guys, my name is Kylie Butler, and today I am critiquing a beautiful piece by Jessica Akins or Atkins. I'm sorry, I'm sure I maybe got it wrong both times, but I really enjoy your piece, so I'm doing a critique on it. And this is from the Carved by Morphic Abstraction module. So first of all, in describing this piece, it's purple, clearly, a nice light lavender. It's not going to be that way forever. Um, but it's made out of foam and it has clearly been carved, although it can kind of be hard to tell because you don't actually see a lot of like the cut marks. Um, Rather, you kind of see the texture that the rasps and then the sandpaper produce. So it looks and feels really smooth. Clearly, this is an abstract piece. It's something that's based off of something real, something tangible, but maybe isn't recognizable. And I'm not sure if I'm seeing what she based this off of correctly, but I definitely see something in this piece, which I'll talk about later. Um, but there are some really engaging positive and negative spaces here, particularly some shapes that curl over each other, which is really engaging. Um, I think that it's organized really well because of that. The eye really flows from one place to another. I think this is probably my favorite image because of that. I just really love the flow here, kind of going out and around and then coming back down. I think it's really engaging. Um, I think that the choice of materials here is interesting. Obviously, this is what we were given for an assignment, but I think this could also be a really successful piece as a stone carving. That's what I actually really enjoy doing, so I may be a little biased. But with just kind of some of the natural veins and even striping or clouding that you get in stone, I think this piece um, would be really beautiful using that. We've got such broad, big, twirling, curling kind of movement, so to have that with contrasted with stripes or complemented with the cloudiness of a rock, I think would be really interesting. Um, by way of interpretation, to me, this looks like an abstract of a human figure, someone kind of um, sitting, maybe covering their face or um, some such thing. Kind of see a head here with the arms. Here's a waist, hips, bum, knees. Kind of like one of the sculptures we've talked about before, or that was critiqued as an example. It kind of feels like there are knees in two places, kind of here, but then also again, kind of down here. Um, I think this also feels a lot like a figure. Again, the head, arms here, shoulders clearly here, kind of waist, and then hips, and then legs again. Really beautifully done. Um, to me, um, this feeling of covering yourself, it kind of feels like shielding yourself, right? Um, whether that is from something physical or like overcoming something that's in your head or emotional. Either way, that's kind of the feeling I get. It's kind of um, shielding, kind of defensive, something that you've got to protect yourself from. That this figure is protecting themselves from something, um, which I think is really interesting. Um, I think this piece is successful. Um, it's clearly a bimorphic abstraction, which I think was the biggest thing. And it's also beautifully carved. Again, you don't see a lot of like the actual carving gouges. You see the nice like sanded bits, which is really awesome. Um, I also, again, clearly see something in this abstraction, which I think is really enjoyable. Even if it's the wrong thing, it helps me to enjoy it a lot. Um, and it's also beautifully done with the material we were given. So I believe it is really successful. Again, particularly this image, I think is really, really well done. Um, So I think this does have some um, value as just a beautiful piece. And then further than that, just with the connection of protection and stuff, I also think that makes it powerful. So really well done.